Valentina, how are your mom and dad doing?
Running the business. I'm sure I could pull a few strings.
Wonderful. This is good. Then we can maybe make this use of this. So first and foremost, I think we should probably still send out the garrison to the south part of the city, and at least to start doing some of this investigations. No, this is good. I I'm curious. Maybe yeah. I mean, I think Buka's. This is Weaver speaking. I think Buka brought up a good point of if we can entice this group in some way, we can at least make it so that we're not being caught unawares. And so,
Sounds good.
and then Helena speaks up. Valentina, would you be comfortable with asking your parents for maybe some help in this area?
I'm sure they're more than willing to for the money that it will bring to them.
There we go. Okay. This is good. This is you guys we're planning stuff. This is good. This is cool.
Like starts bouncing in anticipation.
Weaver's like kind of like in her seat still, but she's kind of like clinking a lot right now. But she's like, "This is good. Okay, we have a plan. Okay, we have a plan of attack."
Uga's mirroring everything that everything that she's doing. Just like, yes,
Yes.
attack,
Okay,
attack.
we got this. You guys, we're the four best friends that anybody could have.
Uga goes for a group hug.
As you go up, like Weaver goes as well. The guards kind of like they don't like make a sudden movement, but you hear like kind of the clanking of armor as you suddenly just approach the throne. So they don't make a move to attack or anything, but you could tell they're like.
Like, what are you doing?
And then Weaver goes and then just looks at Val and Pierce and she says, "Group hug."
Oh,
All right,
okay.
And then Helena speaking to a guard and then just looks over and just says, "Your queen has spoken."
Yes, Your
Group hug,
Majesty.
group hug, group hug.
Weaver's group hug. And then
hug.
she pulls you guys in. And you guys are brought in. And I think for the first time in a long time, I think you guys feel very connected and reunited in this moment. Just against a lot more gemstones against your faces now. But
how close are everybody else around the group hug? Are they
besides Helena, everyone is about 20. The closest guards are the ones, because they're all up against the wall, are about 20 feet away.
Cool. I think I'd want to kind of whisper into everybody's ears, like in this group hug. Be like, okay, I need you guys to stay safe. Okay, don't let anybody know where you're gonna be when we're planning this trap, or when you're planning this trap. You're gonna be okay.
We're planning this trap, you guys. We're a team.
We are together. Yes. Don't let anybody know where you are.
Never. And she like squeezes you guys a little bit, and then let's go. And then you see as she looks over at the guards, looking at everybody, she fixes up her clothes a little bit and just says, "Well, that will be all." Yes.
Buka curtsies. Yes, ma'am.
And then Weaver's like, "I love you guys.
I love you so much.
I love you so much." Very cool. Were you guys gonna go to the villa that Val lives in?
Villa de Condo.
Go. We have important things to ask my mother and father.
I think Pierce would like to go check in at home, shower and change, and then meet back up with the peeps.
Cool. Do you guys discuss where you guys are going to end up meeting up again?
Do you want to just meet back at my parents' place so we can ask all together? Because I think it would be best if we all asked together. What if they think I'm lying?
I mean, I guess I could see that. But I also just don't think your dad likes me that much, so.
Yeah, he hated you.
But if I just ask for expensive things, that's normal, I guess. But besides, it'll look better if we're all working as a team.
I do also. I mean, I think your parents doing asked by the crown to do a favor for the crown. Not to say that your parents are suck-ups, but
I mean,
they might be all about it.
Just come along. I'll do most of the talking.
I'm just saying. I'd leave with that.
Should I dress up?
What are you going to change?
You feel Pierce's military blues in your bag.
The one with the hole?
For my tail. Yes.
Yale.
First tail.
I
know-
drop my pants and change into military blues as we're
Whoa,
walking.
whoa, whoa!
As we're walking. Hey, stop looking. I'm changing.
You
You're
weren't
doing it in front of
wearing.
everybody.
I buckle up the pants. I think I look good.
I think you should put them on backwards first. So
Oh.
the holes.
So the holes in the front?
You're like, oh, don't look.
Oh, okay. I put both pant legs on. I jump into them. I don't put one leg in front of and then the other.
One pant link for your tail, the other for both of your feet. So it.
Whoa.
As you do that, the tight mini skirt or a tight maxi skirt is just crushing your hips. Pierce, you look as your pants are just being stretched at this point.
They're not his anymore.
I think at some point over the last few days, he already put an order in for a new set of dress blues.
That's the reason you're headed home right now.
Open
A
it.
new set of backup dress blues.
Gotta press it and steam it and press it again.
Reason for new set. Caught fire.
Very cool. All right, so who's going where? Are we gonna do the shower and resting first, or are you gonna wait it goes a group, or
I'm gonna follow Val home. I'm not even gonna venture off.
Yeah, that's fair. We can have another sleepover, Buka.
Pierce
A
is for sure
sleepover?
going home.
cool? Pierce, you make your way to your sheltered home. Val and Buka, you guys head over to the Casa de Condo.
Casa de Condo.
Very cool. As you make your way, we'll follow Pierce for a second. You make your way in, and then your mom seems to be just doing like some like light cleaning, and kind of you can smell like food is getting ready at this point. It's probably like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and just looks over. Oh, Pierce! Oh my goodness! And she goes and gives you a kiss on the cheek. Good morning. Are you hungry, or can I get
Morning,
you?
Mom. Yeah, I'd love to eat a little bit.
Yeah, we have
Been a long day, or I guess long last 24 hours.
Yes, you didn't come home last night, but I figured you were out with your friends doing stuff. So yeah, 1 second. And then she goes and brings you over like just like a bowl of like fresh stew. And just says, oh, you have something that's waiting for you. Did you order a new uniform?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, it's in the room for you.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
And then you are able to finish the stew, and she kind of goes back to making sure the house is up in order. But yeah, you go back to your room. And then on a hanger, it's like a freshly pressed new. Well, they're like your military blues, right?
Mhm.
That's the one that
Yeah.
we ended up taking. And so, but yeah, you find it like a fresh batch, and you're able to shower and get ready. And I would assume Pierce wouldn't put on the military blues quite just yet.
No. I mean, he wore them to the coronation, but that was like formal event, not
Mhm.
just like dressing up to look nice. So he would put like maybe nicer clothes on, but more of like what I would have worn to my interview, not my blues. And after showering and changing, getting dressed, I'd head back downstairs and quickly kind of check in with my mom and just be like, "Hey, Mom, headed out again." And kind of as she's like cooking or doing the dishes or whatever she's got going on, just give her a little quick like kiss on the cheek and head back out and go from there.
Very cool. I'll say that just for the sake of like the logistics, Val and Buka, you guys were waiting like right outside of like basically down the hall to like the door, or the what would lead to like the door to like this like townhouse.
Mm.
And then you guys just hear footsteps coming down the hallway as Pierce is in looks fresh and clean and wearing not new clothes but like fresh clothes.
Are you guys ready?
Yep, ready.
Because you had to go home and we waited how long out here for you? But that's okay.
I didn't say you had to wait.
We've been
I mean-
standing the whole time.
Yeah.
Except Buka looks happy about it for some reason.
We're just having our little girly pop moment.
Mhm.
Okay, let's open the door and walk in.
The door is locked.
What? Do I have a key? Would Val carry a key? Val would not carry a key. No, it's not normally locked. Let's try knocking on it.
You knock on the door, and then there's like a pause for a few seconds, and then you hear footsteps on the other side. You hear like a voice on the other side, just 1 moment. And then the door opens and it's Hicks. Welcome, Miss Valentina. Please, welcome in.
Why are you welcoming me to my own home?
Would you like me to not welcome you into your home?
Usually it's the other way around. Regardless, thanks for opening the door.
Yes, of course. Oh, hello, Buka, Pierce. Please come in. And you guys are able to come inside.
Have you seen my parents?
Your father is in his office. If you need him.
And mother is.
She's out right now.
Okay. Is he in a good mood?
He seems fine. This morning.
Fine for his standards or fine for normal people's standards?
Fine for his standards, I guess. He just seems to be doing some paperwork, but.
Okay, well, thanks. Let's walk over there. We're gonna ask him some things. So.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You make your way and you lead to where you know his office is on the first floor, kind of tucked away on the other side of the staircase. As you guys head there, big wooden doors. Door is just closed, but
Let's knock on the door and say, Dad?
yes, Valentina, please come in.
I have my two friends with me. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. Please come in.
I think there's one chair in the middle of his, so he's facing out, and there's one chair, and there's like a couch to the side where I feel like Buka and Pierce would sit. So I get comfy in like the really big chair, and I'm like, so you know how Weaver's the queen?
Yes.
Yes.
He's like the whole time he looked up briefly, like kind of like gave you guys a nod, and then kind of went back writing on some like documents.
So the crown is asking a favor as one of my best friends, but also the crown. We were in need of some magical items.
He immediately just stops writing. He's still looking down. What do you mean, some magical items?
So you know the assassination attempt?
I'm familiar, yes.
Yeah. Horrible day. We're trying to capture or figure out or get more information. We're gonna set a trap. And we need some sort of magical items to lure them out of the shadows and present themselves, and the crown will do what they do with bad people.
So what were you here to ask for, Valentina?
Spare magical items that aren't like in the process of being sold already that you may have just lying around.
Oh, you were serious.
When have I ever been not serious?
Well, that's Glade looks over at as Buka and Pierce are like it's a comfy couch, but it's one of those where like your knee high up as your butt just like a little too low. And just looks over and just says, well, maybe it's not the time to get into that.
They came for moral support.
Uka is sitting straight up, knees together, hands crossed in his lap, and smiling awkwardly.
He like awkwardly smiles back at you. You can tell by the lack of wrinkles. I was like, this man never smiled. What do you mean that? What do you mean that you're asking for to draw them out of draw who out of the shadows? What do you?
The people who caused the assassination.
Why are you involved in this?
Well, I'm back from school, and my friends and I went on an adventure, and since we're all friends with Weaver again, I thought it would be the good thing to do and the good citizen of me to help out the crown.
So what does that have to do with?
They tried to kill my best friend, Dad.
No, I understand that, but what does that have to do with these magical items?
The group who also tried to assassinate her is trying to get rid of magic. Just throw it all away. Burn to the ground.
And you want me to give you items to give to?
No, we're not gonna burn them. We're not gonna give them to them. We're just gonna pretend that we're transporting them, set up a trap, just kind of, fool them.
And they want to destroy magic?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Our whole like civilization kind of like runs on it. But you gotta just trust me on this one.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, and you're gonna do it with disadvantage.
Is no one gonna help me? Why does no one want to say anything?
There's nothing we can help you with. It's your dad.
Ah,
I think Buka is just shocked to see somebody speak to their parent in such a way, or to even like see this interaction of like you're not on the same team in anything.
no.
You just you're just against each other. Yeah.
I got a 5 with nothing added. So it's gonna be real fun.
Well, this was a fun conversation. I'm glad that you and your friends are playing these fun make believe games. But I do.
I turned to Pierce. I'm like, does he thinks we're making this up? And I don't stop smiling the entire time.
And
Hey,
so, but I do have some work to get back to.
I also have more important things to get back to than this conversation or our relationship, but I understand that you never take anything that I do seriously. So I'll talk to Mother about this later.
Like it looks like he's about to say something, and just very well, Valentina.
And then I storm out and leave them.
I think as she's like, we see Val start to go out, and I'm not about to be in there without her. So Pierce stands up, but on his way out, he tries to catch Val and say loud enough that Val couldn't hear him, and loud enough so that Dad can hear me. Val, it's okay. I'm sure there's some other family that's willing to help out the crown in this. A favor to the crown is a favor that the crown owes that family, and just continues to walk.
Go ahead.
As he's saying that,
I was gonna say
yeah.
I was gonna say just before, if you want to try and like do that, like as like she's like storming out, go ahead, Val and Pierce, go ahead and roll dexterity checks for me.
Oh,
I do have good dexterity.
Mm-hmm. All right.
24.
Ooh.
I got a 19.
I'll say that at this point she is out of, because I mean these are both pretty high rolls. So you aren't able to kind of do in a moment where like everybody's in the room. She's a horse girl, man. She's so fast, and she at this point the door is like slammed open, and so but I think 19 is still like a pretty high dex check where you can kind of say that like at the doorway. Like I would allow.
So Val would have heard it still.
Yes. But at this point, I'll say that you've walked out already.
Can I yell something back?
Sure.
Wait, I want to know what Buka does in this moment, though.
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I think as I'm following Pierce out, yeah, I don't know a lot of people who would turn down money just to borrow a cart as I'm walking out.
No amount of money or anything that the crown would owe him would probably change his mind or change our relationship.
I'm gonna have Pierce roll a persuasion check, and I'll say normally I think with disadvantage because you're also just a friend. You know what I mean? Of like,
but yeah, I don't
someone
know.
But I'll say with that comment from Val, we'll make it a flat persuasion check.
It's not so bad. Yeah, I got a 15.
15's not that bad of a roll. You make that comment. Val shouts back, and I'll say with that, unless you're going to stay and kind of take a look, but I'll say that you guys walk out. But you feel as you are walking out, you take one look back, and it looks like he has stopped writing at this point, and it almost seems like he's like thinking. So no, you don't really see an expression. You don't really see if it was successful or not. But I'll say.
I mean, Pierce knew that it's not like it's a conversation that he's going to be able to have with this guy, but wanted to spark the thought of maybe he was making the wrong decision by not believing or going with what his daughter was asking of him.
I feel like Val's dad is the type that you have to like make it seem like it was his idea to do it. So this is good. This is going all to plan. You planted the seed.
As I leave the office, I like catch up with Pierce. Wow, this house. I feel like this house could have a house inside of it.
Hey, you're probably not wrong.
I just thought it was big because I was small, but now I'm big and it's still big.
Pierce just keeps walking, trying to catch up. By the time we get out of the office, I feel like Val already would have been almost out of the house. And then by the time we get out of the house, we have to like look around to figure out which way she went.
You hear like footsteps off to like the right down the hallway. Very cool. As this is happening, I need one of you guys to roll me a d20.
17.
17. Wonderful. Val, you run into Helena.
Like physically or just
You
like
physically run into her. And that's how Buka and Pierce are able to like identify where you are, as you just kind of hear like a oop, as off to the right you hear this interaction. But Helena just kind of grabs you like as you're about to fall back and just says, "Oh, Valentina, I'm so sorry. How did you speak with your parents?"
just one, and it didn't go well. I really don't ever want to talk to him ever again, but this is normal, honestly.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, it was already kind of already a bet that we were making, but what happened? And at this point, you guys are able to catch up.
Wait, you bet that this would happen?
I mean, the reason why we asked Buka Pierce, hello. The reason why we had asked you to have this interaction is, your family has been known to be stubborn, to say the least.
My parents? Yeah, but so you planned for this and you have another plan? What's plan B?
Plan B, I think, would be, well, it was a wager that we were hoping that it would work, and obviously it didn't. But I think what's important is, do we know where we can get something that isn't coming from us to us? That was, I think, the biggest hope, because I think it would just seem too obvious of a plot for these would-be assassins. And so, but we do know obviously that your family has mines and resources available to them across Numir. So, I mean, if you're asking what a plan B would be, I would never ask you to do this, but I just think it's up to you guys to maybe figure out where we could maybe uncover some of these items, or have it, have this happen. But that's, I think, up to you guys.
So you're asking me to steal from my own family or to go behind my father's business to get one of his sellers, or
I think
steal.
Val, I think it's not necessarily your family, but a convoy of sorts that we wanted to use that looks a little bit more natural than
However it is that you guys, I have some other things and other leads that I have to look into, but that would just be my one suggestion. But we do, and I'm speaking for your majesty, or for your highness as well, but we just hope that you guys are able to find a way. I just wish you guys luck. And then she starts to walk away, and as she's walking away, she just says, "Well, it's always good having you all back in town, but I hear the lake is really pleasant this time of the year." And then and you guys know, it's like it's not the craziest distance, but there is, Numir has this like massive lake to the northwest, kind of almost like if you're heading to like Stakaria, like the normal long way.
Mhm.
This is something that you guys would know. It's very much like summer party, like when you guys were younger, like summertime, like on the lake kind of thing.
Is Lake Havasu?
It's like the vibe. But yeah, so she's like, but yeah, so I mean, I wish you the best of luck. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your stay here. But I hear the lake is lovely this time of the year.
That was so weird. Why why are we going? Wait, does she want us to go to the lake?
She wants us to go to the lake
Why couldn't she just say we should go to the lake?
because she works for the crown.
I don't. Why do Buka starts walking away. Why don't people just ever just say what they want?
I don't like the lake.
Oh, why don't you like the lake?
It was just never my thing.
Well, we have to go to the lake.
Wait, you can swim, right?
Yeah, I can swim. It's the gatherings, the parties that were my thing.
Oh, I thought it was the sand.
Yeah.
So coarse and rough. Okay. Wait. Okay. So there's party. Wait, is there a party right now? Are we going to a party at the lake?
There's always a party at the lake. Have you not gone?
I, yeah, I've gone to, I've, I've never been to the lake.
That makes sense. You don't know how to swim.
I know how to swim now.
We could always just go back and ask my dad. Or try to buy something off of him.
I don't. Nah.
What do you mean? He's such a pleasant guy.
I think I'd rather go to the lake.
Oh, now the lake sounds good.
So we're going to the lake? Is it?
Yeah, well, I feel
Do we
like
need floaties?
Helena just made like the biggest hint at something, and I don't really know what it was. But if I feel like it just makes the most sense to go to the lake at this point.
The himbo perceived something. We love to see it.
I don't know. Would he have caught that if we made him roll for it?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I feel like it was so obvious. Everybody was uncomfortable.
Are we having a beach episode?
Beach zone. Okay. So when we go to the beach, right? We're supposed to bring. Do you have change of clothes? And we check. We have extra clothes. Okay.
Swimsuit.
And swim.
We can pack a picnic.
Okay. Food. We have the food, and then
Our weapons, just in case.
weapons. Yes. Check.
Towels.
Towels. Awesome.
Umbrella.
Umbrella. Buka thinks back to his room. He has exactly one towel and no swimsuit.
You know, we could just head back to my place, not speak to my dad, get all the things we need for the beach or the lake with the sand, and then head there. Blow off some steam, because we all need it, and find some magical items.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do a lake party.
Party.
I will say it is not a down the road.
So are we packing the horses?
Horse girl is so
girl
excited.
episode. Horse girl episode.
Horse girl.
Traveling like on horse, like on like through even through carriage and stuff, it'll probably take you guys about a week to get there.
Ooh.
We don't have another choice unless you think Heckin just has magical items laying around.
Normally I would say that yes, he does have magical items laying around, but considering he just lost an entire warehouse, I don't think he's gonna let us borrow anymore.
We never borrowed to begin with.
Yes, you're right.
We could also just steal them from him.
We're not.
I don't. We should not do that.
So the lake.
I feel like these ideas are getting worse.
So the lake.
Back to square one. The lake.
Let's pack up the horses.
Perfect.
Do
We
you
do
guys
need to stop by
know-
the Leaning Tree. I need to request a week off. Well, 2 weeks off.
So we're not staying there any time?
We are staying there for exactly one,
Day.
however long it's going to take us to get everything we need to get from the lake, long, and then we're going to come back.
So maybe 2 days.
Okay, so 2 weeks and 2 days off.
How long is that?
I don't know. Should I just go on indefinite leave? Do I need to put in my two? We can't wait 2 weeks to go. Oh no.
Considering this is helping him, I think he'll understand. Just use FMLA.
Okay. Yeah, I fund money later assets. Is that?
Yes.
I've heard of that. Okay.
Yes.
And I start walking extremely slowly back to the Leaning Tree.
Cool. At this point, it is a little bit. It is like the middle of. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon. At this point, if you guys would like to use the rest of this day to kind of gather supplies.
Yeah. Val, I think if you want to head home and get what you need, maybe some of the extras that will be helpful in the horses and or a carriage, if those are things that your family can spare. Buko can head back to the Leaning Tree, and I'll head home so I can do some packing too.
I am done asking for things from my family, but they won't notice that they're gone.
Also, just out of, or I guess in game, but out of game, just as far as the geography and the state of the world and things like that. Yeah, it's about a week's travel, like north by northwest, almost if you're heading to Stakaria. It's called Lake Elder, like old man, Lake Elder. Why is it called that? I don't know. So it's been like that ever since forever. But it's like a pretty massive lake. Like there's multiple towns like around the lake itself. Think very much like or not Lake Havasu, Lake Tahoe kind of thing, where like there are towns and things like that kind of around it. And as far as you guys packing, you do know that this is middle to late autumn, and you guys are heading up north. So,
As I'm several steps away from leaving the group, I yell back, "So, are we just gonna meet?" I'm walking backwards. Are we just gonna meet at the Leaning Tree when you guys are all packed up? I don't think I can get back into the keep without you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, let's just meet at the Leaning Tree.
Okay. And then I turn and start a jog.
you guys spend a few hours packing up, kind of getting things ready. I'll say you guys had the foresight to pack some like warmer clothes as well. Where you guys are, it's pretty temperate climate, but especially Val, because you live maybe like another week travel north of where this lake is. It gets pretty chilly. It was snowy when you were leaving. So
as I get back to the Leaning Tree, I need to find Hecken.
You don't see him in his usual spot, but you can ask as Bobby at this point is
he's back.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bobby's back. Oh, he's in the kitchen in the back.
Oh, thanks, Bobby. And I saunder into the kitchen. Hecken.
Yeah. What's going on?
Hi. How was your day?
It's good, Puka. What do you need?
Yeah. He's making more sausage, I'm assuming. He makes all of his sausage by hand.
Every day. As he's just like grinding, he's like making it just literally by hand.
Okay, so here's what we decided to do. So the Pyre. Oh, and I look around. Is there anybody else in the kitchen? Is it just him?
No, just you guys.
Okay, I hush my tone a little bit. Okay, so you remember the Pyre? They are going around, and they burn down your warehouse, and they I think they're looking to destroy magical items. Whatever. We are working with the crown in order to find out where they are and to bring them to justice. So we need to go to Lake Elder, to investigate further. And I know it sounds like I'm just asking for vacation time, but I am not. I am working and therefore need vacation time. 3 weeks should do.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
That's it? That's all you need?
Puka, I'm going to be very honest. Unless I don't really keep track of your work schedule a whole lot, but I'm pretty sure you've never requested a day off in the 5 years you've worked for me.
No, I haven't. You're right. So
we'll say your PTO's vastly overdue.
Sweet. I knew it. And as in his head, Buka flashes back to a time where he's being told by his mom that hard work always pays off. And then we're back. And in that moment, we are going to, I think Buka looks back at Hecken and says, "Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much." And he kind of bows and makes his way out of the kitchen.
Hold on 1 second. And he goes to like the back wall. And then there's like shelves and things like that. And there's like a part where there's like a pantry that has a lot of like different mugs not pantry. There's like a cabinet that he like opens up, and there's like glasses and like small plates and things like that. And he starts pulling stuff. And then he like looks back, makes sure that no one is looking, pulls out part of like a fake wall. And then it just looks like there's almost like not quite a safe, but it seems like there's like a fake wall hiding like a little spot behind. And then he pulls out like a jangling thing of coins and just says, "Is it for you're leaving for work, right?"
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Tosses you the bag of coins and puts everything back, finishes or it goes back to where he was, and he just says, "Well, I'm making food, so please leave."
Did Buka catch it?
His dex is fine. His dex is
He's just don't be trying to
so physically weak, but
don't be trying to perception check me. Okay. I hug Hecken.
So tall. Okay. Well, you're getting fur everywhere. Please just
Sorry.
kind of
Okay.
pushes you out.
Yes. And I kind of scurry out of the kitchen and I run past Bobby and say, Bobby, it's all yours. And I run back into my room and start packing for the trip.
As before the door, like the swinging door closes, he's like, Bobby, you work in triples.
Oh,
You got it, boss. Buka, you can add 15 platinum to your character sheet.
Wow.
wow.
15 platinum? Oh
I don't
my
think
That's
Buka
like-
would realize this until he goes upstairs
No.
and
I don't
packs
even
it.
think I don't even think Buka opens it. He just puts it in the pack.
Yeah,
I feel like my favorite part of all this is that he probably just walked right by Bobby. Bobby is over there going, what? And like almost tries to like, wait, Buka, can you help with some of my shifts? Because he has no idea Buka's leaving, which is why he has to work extra.
he's just like, you see him just like mildly hyperventilating as he's just like,
Yeah. Yadira doesn't have to work any extra shifts. It's just Bobby.
it's a fantasy world. There's still labor laws. Okay, we're still following.
They get their 15 or their
They
10.
bring in maybe
sorry.
they bring in a temp.
Is there anything, obviously very limited things that Buka does have? Is there anything that Buka would bring with him that's of preciousness or just something that matters a lot? Obviously you have like your rapier, you have your like your scabbard and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I bring all those things, and I think I also bring the little. I guess it's not quite a calligraphy set, but it's my pens and
Yeah.
some extra paper to continue practicing writing, and I think that's it. I think that's because everything else is just the bare necessities of clothing, and it's not going to be warm where we're going, so I'm just
Yeah.
bringing the warm stuff, or yeah, the warmer
Yeah.
stuff.
Cool. Hell yeah. You do that, and you know you're not meeting till the next morning, so you kind of finish packing up, and then I think it takes you a while to finally get some sleep as you're about to embark on a little adventure. Very cool. We'll cut over to Pierce. Pierce, what do you do as you that night?
I think as Pierce is still a minimalist, he doesn't really pack a ton, just the bare necessities of what he really needs, but does make it a point to pack any and all like weapons that he might have. I guess what he would have worn in like actual combat
Mhm.
while in the military. And then what time is it ish? I mean, it's like early
I was
evening.
gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say at this point it's like afternoon going into evening.
Okay. I think he would take some time to explain like kind of what's happening and where he's going to his mom and sit down and eat with her before going to the leaning tree.
Yeah, as dinner was like being made, she was like sitting, just like kind of reading a book, and then you come in and kind of explain. Is there anything that you omit from your conversation with her?
I just don't feel like he would have really shared much specifics at all. At this point, would she have known that somebody else was picked for the position that I applied for?
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's a
Yes,
whole
okay.
announcement on it in the tower. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she probably would ask about it in this conversation, but I think the simple explanation from Pierce would have explained that we are working for the crown specifically because Weaver requested us trying to following a lead to find this group, not naming them, instead of maybe telling her that we are the ones specifically trying to find the group.
yeah. She as you're kind of like mentioning that part of the conversation being like Gilmore being chosen for the lanterns. She says, honestly, like the fact that you even got to the opportunity to apply. First of all, again, I know I've said it. Congratulations for that. But honestly, like I think maybe this honestly probably works out a little bit better because you get to do things for the crown without having to just be in an office all day. So that's kind of nice.
Much more active with what I'm dealing with right now, and maybe you're right. Maybe after all this and being a little bit more hands-on and in it when it comes to handling things, maybe the office position wasn't for me anyways.
Yeah, I think that's a real first very positive way to look at it, but also I think this is a little bit more up your alley of what you want to do. And like, you get to go investigate things. That's so fun. My son, the investigator.
Pierce doesn't like respond. He just smiles.
And then you guys kind of have this just like nice little conversation as the rest of the night goes on. And then you're able to kind of like pack up and then ready for the early morning. Similar question to Pierce. Is there anything, I don't know if out of the ordinary, but just something of value that you would bring besides obviously like now you have a sword and then your armor and stuff?
Yeah, I have the family sword. I think I would bring the original sword that I had as well. The cool cloak that I found or came across. And then, I mean, my ring from the military, I think I just would always have on me anyways. That wouldn't really necessarily be something that I like decide to bring or not. I just always wear it.
Right on. And then we will cut to Val. Val, it is hauntingly quiet in your house as you guys make your way, or as you head back home. And
Is Hicks around?
Hicks is around, yes.
Could we go find him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You see at this point that Hicks is in the main dining room area as he is just kind of like preparing stuff for dinner. So it's still like another hour or so before dinner starts.
Hicks, I need your help.
Yes, Miss Valentina, what can I do for you?
I am running away.
He like lets out a sigh. Okay, one vein just just goes down middle of his forehead. Okay, what happened this time?
He was just his normal self. Details don't really matter. I am just deciding to go back to school, but I just want to bring more things up with me, so I decided to take a couple horses with me.
You will not be using the transportation circle?
No.
Okay.
I think it'll be best to clear my mind and right up there.
I'm sworn to assist your parents in their businesses and in anything like that. But you were already asked to make your way here, and you did just that. So I cannot stop you. So
Perfect. Would you help me pack some things? And by some things, like a lot of things.
yes, of course.
And about 2 weeks worth of food for 5 people in case I get hungry. Make some friends on the road.
Yeah.
Else, I think I might stop by the lake. So anything you think would be appropriate for having maybe like a picnic or
Yes,
like
no.
lake activities, you know?
Lake, you want to Lake Elder? That please be careful on your way over there.
It's not the first time I've been. It'll be okay.
No. Of course. No, yeah, of course. We'll make sure that everything is packed up and food for. I'm assuming you'll have some companions and such traveling with you.
Friends from school.
Yes, of course. So we'll make sure that that's packed up, and then we can make sure that's ready to go. But no, yes, we've just been receiving reports that your father has a mine close to Lake Elder, and then there's just been some reports of activity, and so just be careful on the road. So
Interesting. Thank you for that. I will do my best. I handle myself.
yes, of course. Well, is there anything else that I can do for you?
No, once you're done, just get some good rest. I'll say bye to you in the morning.
Wonderful. Does Valentina have dinner with her family?
No.
Cool. At some point later in the evening, it's like you heard conversation stuff happening downstairs during dinner, and at some point you hear a knock on like your door, and it's like it like opens slowly, and you see Hicks has a little plate of food, and he just leaves it at your desk and just says, "Get some rest. I'll see you in the morning." And then he closes the door behind him. Very cool. Is there anything that Val would like to pack up?
Her maiden bow, as well as the bracelet that she got that's made of mycelium.
Mhm.
She would always bring it on her long travels because it brought her comfort of remembering the good times with her friends that felt like her actual family. So now that she's going with her friends, her chosen family, full circle moment.
As you guys kind of finish up your you're packing and saying your goodbyes this evening, a very gentle rain starts kind of falling on the city. And as you hear the rain just kind of landing, pitter pattering on the roof above you, you guys fall asleep, ready to adventure the next day. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Cue the music. Yeah. You guys
So good.